Good morning, everybody. It's Vicki here at Quilter's Garden. It's 9:30 on, what is today? 21st, 22nd, 23rd, 24th. 21st was Saturday, 22nd, 23rd, 24th. 24th. See, today should be Thanksgiving. Because usually Thanksgiving is always like the 23rd or 24th.
Right.
Because my dad's birthday was on the 23rd, and a lot of times it fell on Thanksgiving. And he would always say, because the world was thankful that he was born. Good morning, Kathy and Jane and Paulette and Chris. How are you all doing today? Laura and I are just sitting here chatting up the world, solving the world's problems. I forget what we were talking about. That's how important everything was. And anyway, it is Tuesday. Thanksgiving is in 2 more days. Is everybody ready? Oh my God. I've been trying to bake for like 3 days now, and I just look at it going, I'll do it tomorrow. I have to make pumpkin rolls and pecan pie. Love me some pecan pie. But anyway, it's real easy, the pecan pie is. It really is. Yes. You don't like pecan pie?
Oh, I like it. I just wouldn't make it.
Oh my God. It's basically like, seriously, I swear to God, I'm not sure what the amounts are, but it's green K-Rose syrup, and it has to be green K-Rose syrup, nothing else. And you can get it at Meijer's at $3.19 a bottle, because I have to go out there and get it every year. And then you put in like 6 eggs. It's crazy how many eggs are in this. And then melted butter like a stick and a bunch of brown sugar. And it makes this stuff. And you just take your pan, of course I make my own pie pans.
That's right, sure.
Sure I do. I thaw them out from Kroger's. And then you just you just cover the bottom with pecans. And then you pour this stuff over it. That's it. And you bake them. Boom. It's super easy. The pecan rolls are harder because you have to roll them up. You bake the bread. I don't use the towel. I just keep them, I line the pan with foil. And then I pour the bread on it. And then I just roll it with the foil. And then I literally sit it outside to cool off because I've got to make them like this. Because I only have so many pans. I end up making like 10 of them to give to people. Not this year. Because I'm not going anywhere. You can't see nobody.
Right.
So anyway, but then it's so funny because my daughter's in Florida right now, and she bought one thinking, because she always makes them with me and she loves them. And she was saying how the store-bought ones don't taste like Mom's. Of course not. They don't have the love or the amount of butter that I put in mine. She said it was very cakey. Yours is very dense. It's like, yeah, it's full of butter and sugar.
Yes.
If you're going to eat it once a year, then it's got to be good. Pecan pie is the easiest pie to make. It is, Susan. It really is. And for some reason, people think it's so hard, but it's not. But I'll make it, throw some flour on my face. Whoo, we're done making pies. But that's what I'll be doing today when I get home is baking. And that's all right. I like to bake. I don't like to cook on top of the stove because baking is mix it, put it in the oven, set a timer, go Google something. You know what I'm saying? But if you're cooking on top of the stove, you got to watch it or it burns or catches on fire.
That's a good one.
I've been known to catch. I've had flames twice in the kitchen.
Yikes.
All right. Well, one was I left something too close to the burner.
Oh.
I think what it was a little Longaberger basket recipe box, and I let the lid down, and I turned on what I thought was the front burner, but I turned on the back burner. It's electric stove, and I remember Emily was a little girl, and if she's watching this, she'll remember it. She, Mommy, the kitchen's on fire. It was smoking. It never caught on fire, but it's smoking. Like I'm sending up signals.
The recipe box.
Just the lid. Thank God I could order another one. Back when Longaberger was still in business. All right, ladies. I think we've had time to get a lot of people on. Here's what we're going to talk about today. That must be Cindy Sunshine. Cindy Sunshine. She's here to finish her thing. She came and quilted yesterday, and we got down to 1 row. We had a late start. Vicki had a bad day yesterday. Supposed to be here at 10, is here at noon. But we still made 2 sales. We weren't even open. I had 2 people knock on the door. So anyway, let's get started on this. I'm going to turn it around, and Miss Laura's going to take over. So what I did, if you remember last week, we did Quilt As You Go blocks, but I did a different, and here, I'm just going to grab this real quick because I didn't use this one because here was the Quilt As You Go block that we did, if you remember. And basically, just as a recap, we would put a piece down, put a piece on top of it, we would sew, flip it over, and in that way it has your backing and your batting and everything in it. And then I think I forgot that I was going to use this, and I started to bind it. So I stopped going, well, I got to show them how to sew these together. So we're going to show you how to do that, and then we're going to make the infinity scarf using double gauze. So what I did is, this is one I had made, I forget when we did this. This might have been another Quilt As You Go, because I just did the stitch in a ditch. So I just cut it in half. Boop, now we have 2 blocks. So now I'm going to show you, because people were wanting to know, how do you put Quilt As You Go blocks together? So I'm going to show you how to do that. And this is the same thing you're going to do once you get your blocks together to your rows together. This is how you're going to do it. Same thing, just bigger. And then if you want to start doing like your sashing and outer borders, that's a whole nother program that you're going to watch on YouTube, because I ain't doing it. That means I got to do a big Quilt As You Go quilt to do the example on it. No, I got 3 long arms. I ain't quilting as I go. So anyway, so let's go back to this. So what I did here, now you can make your sashing any size you want. I cut this to 1.5, and this is going to be my top piece. And whatever this is, you want to double it. So here's my 3-inch piece, and I folded it in half, and I pressed it. And this is going to be my bottom piece, and you'll see why. So the first thing I'm going to do is I take my top piece, and I'm going to lay it on this edge, just like that. And I'm going to turn it over, and I'm going to take my bottom piece, and I'm going to take my raw edge, and I'm going to put it right here. Everybody with me so far?
Yep.
Folded piece on the bottom, single piece on the top. You want right sides together, and this is folded so there is no difference. Now, if you have a walking foot on your machine, it'll make it much easier. I didn't change mine, because as soon as we're done with this, we're going to go right to the infinity scarf. So I'm taking this over to the machine, and we're going to sew it, hopefully. Hopefully it's going to sew, and it is. And so we got our 1/4-inch seam allowance. And again, this is something you can do all by machine, and I'll show you the part that some people might do by hand. So now you see how we're going to fold this over, and we got a nice clean edge. So we're going to take this, I'm going to fold it over, and I'm going to take my other piece, and I'm going to take it, and I'm going to line up my, I want my seams to look pretty, line up there. So I'm going to take it, and I'm putting right side, so I'm going to do it again. I'm going to take this, I'm going to fold it over, so my right side is now up. Take the right side of my next block and lay on top of that. Have I lost anybody yet?
Nope.
Good.
Everybody's still here.
Everybody's excited. Sitting on the edge of their seats going, how is she going to do this? And I'm going to show you. And we're going to do the same thing. Excuse me. I did not wear my CPAP last night, which means I was a mouth-breathing troglodyte, and my throat is so dry. Okay. So now we're doing the same thing, a 1/4-inch seam allowance. If this got any easier, it'd be illegal. Okay. So now we're going to open this up, and you see we now have our, it's sewn together.
Sewn together.
Boom. So then what we do is we're going to take this piece, and you can fold it over. Oh, and you put a little strip of batting in there. Sorry about that.
Oh.
Forgot my little strip of batting. Let's just act like there's a little piece of batting.
I could go over and get a piece.
No, we'll just pretend.
Okay.
Can we just pretend, everybody?
Let's pretend, everyone.
Okay, what you're going to do is, whatever this width in here is, that's what you're going to do. So we would cut us a little strip. Looks like it'd be about 1 inch of batting. 1-inch strip of batting. And lay in there. And then you're going to take this, and you're going to fold this over. And it's supposed to lay right there. And you have your batting in there. And then you're going to either hand stitch this, like you would if you were binding.
No.
Or you can actually take it to the machine, and then you can go over. I'm going to go like this. And I probably should pin it, but I'm not going to pin it because you know me and pins, we just don't get along. And I'm going to go right along that seam. Or like I said, you can hand stitch it, but I'm just going to go along that seam. If the batting was in it, it would work a lot better because I'm working on a very flat thing here. but you go right along that line. Boom. You go right along that line, and boom, it's now done on the back. Now, it's a little sloppy. That's why you probably hand people. Or you could do it on the back and do it that way. Or you could use gray thread. Nobody would notice. But I didn't. So that's how we join our blocks together. Any questions?
Questions?
Any
No.
questions, comments, concerns? No.
Drink some coffee.
I'm drinking me some coffee. So that's how
All
you
right.
join. We got a question? No?
Nope.
Really?
Sorry.
Okay.
Everybody's just
done.
watching. Okay.
Now, if you do want to, the thing is, with Quilt As You Go, some people look at it going, my gosh, that's a lot to do to get this put together. But you have to look at it like this. The quilting is already done. There's no quilting. All you got to do is now put it together. So you would put that block together and you would do the same thing for all the different rows. And then you would do, when you put your rows together, the same thing for the sashing. And then when you do the outer borders, it's really the same thing. It's just, for me to show you to do it, I'd have to make a big quilt, and I'm not going to do it. I am so swamped as it is, I don't have time to make that. But if you go online and look for Quilt As You Go borders, there's plenty of good videos out there. And there's one lady, I wish I knew, her name is Laura. Her first name is Laura. She's got blonde hair and glasses, and she talks very proper. She has she's known, I can't remember her last name though, but she does a great job on showing you how to do that. So the next thing we're gonna do is infinity scarves. Does everybody know what an infinity scarf is? It's a big loop that you can twist, put around your neck. It's a big thing right now. I don't like them because, you know, I'm at that lovely age where you can fry an egg on my chest. I'm always so hot. I don't wrap a scarf around me. But last year, Beverly made one with our cuddle. And she just made a small loop that you just put over and you don't twist or anything. But today I'm going to show you the longer one because if I end up wearing this, I'm going to need a longer one. Or if I give it to my daughter, she likes to do the double. She likes it to be real thick. So what I did, I'm just going to roll real quick and get it. Boop, boop.
Okay.
All right. Boop. And today we're going to use double the gauze.
Vicki has a Quilt As You Go quilt laying on the sewing table under the needle. I could pass it through the laptop.
There you go. Well, you have to come through with it.
We're not going to finish it.
I'm not going to finish it. Not till after Christmas. It is Thanksgiving this week. I think I'm down to 18 more quilts that I've got to get done before Christmas, which is good because I want everything back in their hand by, I think, the 12th. So even, so some people who are binding their own quilts can have time to bind it. But it has just been crazy, the amount of quilts, and I'm not complaining at all. Laura gets on there and she'll get 2 or 3 done, and she does the Amara and does the smaller quilts, and I get the fusion with the bigger quilts. So we get them done. We get them done.
Yes, we do.
Knock them out. So what we're going to do now.
Oh, and Vicki also tells you it won't fit. It won't fit through the
won't fit
laptop.
the laptop?
No.
Oh, darn.
Too bad.
Too bad. Too bad. What was I thinking? You know how my mind jumps. When she said that, there was this, have you guys ever seen that movie that's got Christopher Reeves in it and that one chick? It's called Somewhere in Time.
Oh, I have seen that.
Jane
Seymour.
Seymour.
Yes, Jane Seymour.
Takes place in Michigan.
Yeah,
Grand
Saginaw.
Hotel.
Yeah.
Mackinac.
Mackinac. That's it. Saginaw, Mackinac, whatever. That's the thing. No, but for some reason that was trending real big. Is this the week they do it or something? Is it an anniversary? I don't know what it
I
is.
don't know. Oh, yeah, I don't know.
But I'm thinking if he can travel through time by looking at a penny, why can't we get a quilt through a long arm? I mean, a quilt
Well,
through a computer?
there we go. Why not?
All right. So when you're going to make an infinity scarf, and we're talking about regular fabric, like what you get off the bolts, 42 inches wide, that's what they talk about when you look at any of the videos to learn how to do this. But what I did is I took this gauze, and this is so soft. Cindy hates to sew with it because it's so soft. It's almost like a homespun as far as the weave goes, but it's super soft. Beverly made baby blankets out of this and loved it. But we have this, and we have one that has little hedgehogs on it. So if anybody's interested in it, you want to go grab the one with the hedgehog on it so we can show them? If anybody wants any, we can send it to you. It's 60 inches wide. But if, so what I did is I cut the 60 inches wide, let me back up a minute. If you go to make the infinity scarf using regular fabric, they say to cut 2 yards, 72 inches long, and then you're going to cut it in half, lengthwise. So it'll be 72 by 24. Here's the other one we have. Isn't that stinking cute? I mean, that is just so soft. I might make one of those for Emily. Emily would wear something like that with little porcupines on it. It's stinking cute. Hedgehogs.
Hedgehogs,
Not
yeah.
porcupines. But anyway, so if you do regular fabric, you do a 2-yard cut, and you're going to cut it in half lengthwise. So it'll be 72 inches by 24. What I did.
Okay.
So I got a question?
No.
Okay.
Oh no. Vicky says, "Do you have the cuddle with the cardinals, not the one with the snow?"
No. The only cuddle we have is some stars. We have one with some dogs
Campers.
on it.
You got the campers yet?
We'll do a little scan of the cuddle we have.
Okay.
But the cuddle we used was that gray, real thick. Remember how we used to just stand there and pet it? We'd talk
Oh,
about
gosh,
it and
yeah.
rub it. That was the best stuff.
Oh.
So what I did is I took this gauze, since it's 60 inches wide, and I only cut a 24-inch piece. And then I took another piece and cut it in half. I stitched it. You'll never notice. But this will give me length instead of 15. It gave me, instead of 60, it gave me 75. So which is about 72.
okay.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I gave me my 2 yards. So anyway, here's how you make your scarf. You get your piece of fabric. If you cut it 2 yards and you cut it in half lengthwise, it doesn't matter. The longer is totally up to you, the length. It's just what you do with it. So what we're going to do, I probably should take this and flip it around so they don't see my seam. That might confuse people. So what we do is you take your fabric, scooch my coffee out of the way. If Gail saw that, she'd have a fit. Food on the table. Okay. So now this is 24 inches wide. 22 inches wide. So if it was 2-yard fabric and you cut it in half lengthwise, it's 22 inches. And you take it and you literally just fold it over like this. Now, for some reason, a lot of people want to pin or clip this, and I don't get it. So if you're a pinner or a clipper, this is where you pin or clip. I am not a pinner or a clipper. So I'm going to take it, and we're just going to sew down the length of this. We're just going to sew it. All right. And these are stinking cute. And a lot of young people wear them. Another quick gift idea. And I guess you could even make it scrappy if you had some squares of Christmas fabric left over.
Oh.
You know me, I love scrappy stuff.
Some soft flannel.
Oh my gosh, yes. Did you guys see? I should share it on Facebook. It showed this young man. He was
Excuse me.
black, and I wish I remembered his name. I did save the video. Where he goes to thrift stores and he buys old throws. Those old, like, those woven throws and different, and old quilts and just different things. And he cuts them up. He has patterns he lays out to make clothes out of them. And they're pretty neat looking jackets and sweaters and shirts he makes out of old throws. Now you can see, because it is a gauze, like a homespun, it can be a little thready. Cindy loves sewing with it.
No way.
But it is soft. Well, I had her make it a project using this. We put it in a quilt kit we're working on. And it washes fine, it quilts fine, it sews fine, just like anything else. You can do it.
It's slippery.
I just didn't tell her. She's like, why does this feel different? Oh, yeah, it's gauze. But it's like a double gauze. It's really a nice thick. It isn't like the gauze you have your bandages made out of. My goodness, this is long. Well, I had to try it on afterward, and I tried it without it, and I wrapped it around my neck, and my big old fat head popping out of this ring. I look like a pacifier. You know why I said pacifier? Because yesterday I opened the freezer and I see Clayton's little stuff in there, and I got sad for a minute. It's like, I missed my little buddy. He's got his teething stuff in there. We're almost to the end.
75 inches later.
Yeah, but they go together super fast. I mean, this is what takes the longest time. And then, as we're doing this, if you don't make them this long, you can, well, let me, what most is basically you're just making a tube. I mean, let's be honest. It's a tube that you sew together and you twist it around your neck. So now, some people will just do a tube, a straight tube, but some people like to have just a natural twist in it. So if you make a shorter one, just that natural twist in it, because when you put it on, it's got a twist. So if you're doing a shorter one or one with cuddle, it's nice just to have that little twist in it. You know what I mean by the twist?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Like this. So like this is how we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it straight. But what you can do is you can do a twist in it like this. And you sew that natural twist in it. That when you put it on, it's twisted. And I'm going to show you how to do both in one project. Okay, so now that we've made our tube, she's still laughing at the past.
Well, and Peg put on here that we should have background music.
We should.
Yeah, and Vicky says she used a new purple hide cuddle for an infinity scarf Christmas gift. I know.
Good.
That sounds...
I cut the salvage off that end. I forgot to do it.
good, 'cause
cut
the
off
salvage
this.
bugs me.
You know what, they always taught me, like in beginning quilting, to cut the salvage off, but I don't do that automatically because there's been times that the salvage has saved me. Like I didn't have enough fabric, and it's like, I'm going to tap into that salvage, and boop, it worked fine. Okay, so now what we do with this big old tube is we turn it halfway. So you're gonna, so that lady who made the purple infinity scarf, did she put the twist in it or did she leave it straight? We want to know.
We want to know.
Inquiring minds want to know.
We want to know.
So this is how we do it. This is how, yes.
Yes.
I'm gonna turn it this way. Let me hold on to this because this is what makes the difference. Hold on to the seam and pull it through. Is it pulling through? Okay. So now what we're gonna do, if we do not want the twist, in our infinity scarf, we're pulling it halfway through.
Hers had a twist.
Okay. So if we do not want to twist.
And Jessica says she always puts the twist.
I'm torn. What do I do? See, they both did the twist?
Yeah. Vicky used a twist.
All right, I'm going to twist. If you don't want the twist, when I pulled it through, this is my seam, and then I have my seam there. Does everybody see that? This is where my seam where I just sewed. And here it is. And you line those up, and again, the clippers and the pinners will clip and pin, and we're going to sew around in the circle, and we'll leave a little 3-inch opening to turn it through. But if you want the twist in it, this is how you put the twist in it. You take the seam, and you take it, and you put it over here on the fold when you sew your big circle together. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Now I've just twisted it. Magic. Magic! Okay. So now I have to sew this together and leave a 3-inch opening.
Vicky says the twist adds a little extra touch of class.
It does. It does add class. Otherwise, it's just a tube. But if you do the minky or the cuddle ones and it's thicker and you make it shorter, I wish I'd have brought the one Beverly made. It's cute as heck. The twist, you can just put it on and you're done. You just put it on, the twist is there, you're done. Boom. So I'm putting the twist in here. So I put the twist in. All right, I went with the masses and I put the twist in. So then I'm going to start over here. And I took this off my machine. Most of the machines, you can take that little thing off. It's a sleeve thing. Excuse me. And I am going to start sewing. And what I am going to do, I'm going to sew a couple stitches. I'm going to back stitch. And then I'm going to go through again. Only because I'm going to leave an opening there. And I want both sides of that opening to be secure. So I'm going to go like this. Again,
Okay.
pinners can pin. Clippers can clip.
Okay, and what fabric is this again?
This is it's called double gauze. I think it's called double gauze because it's a higher thread count, but it's by Moda. This is what we have in the shop. We have this and the little hedgehogs, but it's it didn't take off in the quilting world. I think the apparel people might like it because it does have it has a nice drape. Ooh, listen to me talk all passionate.
Yeah.
All right, so then here's my my opening that I'm going to leave open, and then you can then they talk about, is that 3 inches? 1, 2, 3. I'm just going to do a little bit more.
And Shirley says when she crochets a scarf, she puts a twist before closing the end.
Is that Shirley Luderbeck?
Yes, yes.
How is she? I heard she had an accent or something.
Oh,
I know.
I don't
hope
know.
She's good. I hope I didn't hear the truth. Okay, Shirley is
So-
the most creative person. You could lock her in a room with a pair of long johns and she'd come out with 3 different ideas what to do with them. I kid you not. I kid
Okay.
you not. She is that good. All right, so let's hope I did this right, because now I'm going to start pulling it through. Please, Lord, let me have done this right. Oh, there it goes.
I'm going,
Because I was
oh.
pulling, going, there is nothing moving. I'm pulling on the wrong thing. I'm pulling on the stuff that was already out. You're right, Peg. We do need Christmas music. Sing while I'm doing this.
Oh, I can't sing. No way.
There we go. There we go.
Oh, therapy starts tomorrow, Shirley says.
Good.
Sorry to hear that you're hurt.
I'm going to say physical or mental, Shirley. Well, I'm glad you're getting some therapy, and I hope you get back to normal soon.
Dun, da, da.
All right, so here's our scarf, and there's our
And
twist
there's
in
our
it.
twist.
Now, I'm going to go back through here later and hand stitch that.
Yeah.
Wait,
Wait.
Cindy's going to hand stitch this.
Cindy's gonna
Or
sew
you know
it.
what? I might even just.
Yeah,
but why
Cindy's
couldn't
gonna
we-
sew it.
Put it down and sew it.
That's what I'm going to do.
never
Nobody's
Right.
going to notice. All
No,
right, Vicky's
no,
gonna-
because it's an infinity scarf.
It's right. Infinity and beyond. Give me my little thing. It feels weird to try to sew without this now.
Oh, yeah. Jessica says this is where she struggles to pull through the tiny hole. Yes.
Oh, just like this. But yes, but the thing is, the lady specifically said at least 3 inches. Leave that hole at least 3 inches because otherwise you're going to struggle. So I don't know if you leave it 3 inches, Jessica, but I did. You saw how fast that went. There we go.
That's
Yes.
how I do it.
And Shirley said she was in a body brace for 8 weeks.
Oh, Shirley. Oh my gosh.
That hurts.
That hurts just thinking about it. Because if you know Shirley is not one to be in a body. Oh my gosh. Shirley's active and moving and grooving. Well, I'm glad everything's getting better, Shirley. All right, did I just stitch that shut?
Here's where Vicky said it doesn't have to be tiny. You just have to sew it closed later.
That's right. Got half of it.
That's right.
All right, so here's my.
There it is.
I like it.
Is it too long?
No, no, no.
I'm a big girl. This needs to be covered. It'd be different.
Looks great with your
But
hair.
there you go. What do you think?
I like it.
Okay, but Shirley says, doing good now, no brace, no cane, no pain.
Good, Shirley. Good. I'm glad to hear that. Oh my gosh. How are you getting back and forth to therapy? She doesn't drive.
Oh.
Well, hopefully she got someone to take her. I'm sure she did.
Oh, I'm sure.
All right.
Yeah, there we go.
So there it is, ladies and gentlemen. We have done our
Deborah thinks you're very cute.
And here's my scarf. Look at that. It kind of matches my outfit today. Imagine that.
Imagine that.
So, next week, we are taking a pass. We're not going to do this on Tuesday next week. Some things have gone on. Laura won't be here, and it just isn't the same without Lauren. I
Aw,
Cindy's
thank
good.
you so
Cindy's
much.
good, but we don't have to banter.
That's right. We need banter.
We need banter. But anyway, no. So next Tuesday we're taking a break, and if you can think of anything you want me to show you, let me know. If not, I will let you know next week what we're going to do the following week on a Tuesday. But we're taking a break next Tuesday morning. Also, just remind people we are. This is it for. This is it. We're closed tomorrow. We are closed Thursday. We are closed Friday. But we are open Saturday for our Shop Small Business, and it is going to be ridiculous sale. It's going to be crazy. Just plan on bringing an empty truck. Just come and get it all. Because we ordered all the colors of the Toscana suedes. We've got all those on order. We have a new line. I forgot what it's called.
Crackle?
No, we got Crackle. We got all the Crackle coming in from Robert Kaufman. I believe there's 20 some bolts of that, but the Toscana, I believe, is 100 and some bolts. And then there is another line that they sent me the thing last night that it's coming in. And I can't check my emails because she's got my phone. But something in the garden. It's a nice blender. We're doing some blenders. We're getting a lot of blenders in. And so we have to find room for this. So, and Aura was with me when it got ordered, so she is part of the problem. So, but I promised her we would clear out enough fabric to make room. So what we're going to do is we're going to have some awesome sales. We're going to have fat quarters buy one, get one free. The clearance fabric is going to be $5 a yard out the door. That's even less than half off. You have to buy a yard minimum. So fat quarters are buy one, get one free. Clearance fabrics are $5 a yard. All books are 50% off. I'm trying to think what else. Halloween is going to be 40% off. Trying to think what else. Anyway, there's going to be a lot of things. It'll be printed up. It'll be sent out on the email. Oh, she got her finger up.
Up. What time do you open?
We open at 10 o'clock.
10 o'clock?
On Saturday. 10 to 3 on Saturday.
Do you still buy all the colors of grunge?
No. We have quite a bit of grunge, but we can't get them all in here. We just have no room. And there is nothing against grunge or moda. Everybody sells grunge and moda, so I put my money into things that other shops around here don't have. I do have grunge here. I've got quite a bit. I don't even know how many bolts. But we've got a nice selection of the greens, pinks, grays, blues, blacks. We got a nice selection. We have all 365 colors of Kona. We have some dots. We have all the Zen dots. Every color of the Zen dots. Or the spotted Zen spot. We call them Zen dots, but it's Zen spotted. We have all those. We have all those quilting treasure dots. But anyway, so that's just an idea what the sales are going to be. We're going to have a lot more. That's what I'm working on today, is getting things pulled, moved, priced. And so Saturday is definitely going to be a day you want to get in here. My whole goal is to move fabric. And so, again, clearance is going to be $5 a yard. That's less than half off. Books and patterns, I said, no, books. I don't know about patterns. We'll look at some of the patterns. Patterns will probably be half off too. We'll see. We'll see. Just come and see. Okay, and that's it. And then everybody who kills a bolt of fabric will, of course, be entered in for a $25 gift certificate. I know.
I love
Get
that.
hot in this thing. Woo. All right, that's it. Have a great day. Bye.